brief conversation with Gabe. Gabe, talk to us.
Good morning. And if you're on the East Coast, good afternoon. My name is Gabriel Woolard. I'm an agent with New York Life. If you're not familiar with New York Life, you should be. We are the #1 mutual insurance company in the U.S., meaning that we don't answer to stockholders. We don't have any stockholders, and we take care of our policy holders. Our focus is our clients, and we have invested in our clients for 165 years consecutively. But more importantly, what we do is we have the ability to protect your assets, offer tax-deferred growth of your money, and tax-free liquidity. I'd love to sit down with each and every one of you to talk more about how to grow your money in a tax-free environment. No matter where you sit on the political aisle, taxes are going up. They will go up. It's important now to take advantage of this tax environment. If you want to have that conversation, I will be in my expo booth and we can talk further. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Gabe. Appreciate you. Next up, John with Pantry Brain is unauthorized absence, UA, unauthorized absence, but we now have Jacques and Elaine from MyCureAll. Hello, folks. Good to see you. In the Jersey in the house. Let me shut up and get out the way. Do your thing.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. I'm going to try to share my screen and see if we can actually show you the presentation that we have as well. Are you able to see it?
Pop up. You heard you took that red line off from the little computer below, right?
Yep. Well, let me go back and see. Did I take that little red line off? I am not sure, but it doesn't seem that it's working. So if we can't share, we're just going to have to go through with that.
Take 1 second. Here we go. So you see the 4 icons on the bottom?
Yes.
You see the one with the line through it. Should be a computer, red line through it.
No, it says sharing. I think that was
now. There you go. So I'll show.
Okay, excellent. Don't know if I want you to shut up necessarily, but thank you very much.
Yes, you do.
Okay, well, so thank you for the opportunity again. Really a pleasure to be here. My name is Elaine Richer, and I'm a founder and CEO of MyCureAll. I'm joined here by my husband, Jacques Nier. MyCureAll is a healthcare technology company, and our mission is to bring physical, social, and financial relief from the opioid epidemic and to accelerate the acceptance of the legal cannabis industry into the mainstream healthcare and insurance system. So a little bit about what we have done with our company. We built an ecosystem to navigate the medicinal cannabis world. The MyCureAll app that provides a platform for targeted cannabis recommendations for strains that treat specific medical conditions and lower healthcare costs while enabling patients, physicians, dispensaries, and insurance companies to work hand in hand to achieve a natural solution to a plethora of medical conditions. Our team of pharmacists, social workers, substance abuse, and mental health professionals bring pharmaceutical precision and extensive experience to the field of medical cannabis. A little bit about us. I am a highly seasoned pharmacist and a healthcare professional. I've held leadership roles in 3 Fortune 500 companies that included Rite Aid, Walgreens, and CVS Caremark. I'm a graduate of Long Island University School of Pharmacy, and I've been a licensed pharmacist in New Jersey and Florida for over 25 years.
Hi, my name is Jacques Nier. I'm the COO of MyCureAll. I'm a social worker and a director of a mental health clinic in the Bronx. I've been a director of Oasis and mental health clinics for over 15 years at this time. I'm also an adjunct professor at Columbia University. I've worked very closely with many different types of programs in substance abuse and within the mental health environment. We've currently taken our entire clinic into a virtual environment, as everyone's become so familiar with Zoom land now. So I've got 42 employees and 1,300 clients out there, and all engaged in treatment with actually a boom in services, about 500 to 600 services per month. So MyCureAll really identified that there was a problem, and that medical cannabis is being established as one of the best the scientific community as a medication of choice. But the current methods of prescribing cannabis are widely inaccurate. Patients spend time and money using trial and error methods to discover what cannabis strains work best to manage their symptoms. Medical professionals don't know the right strains to provide, and the cannabinoid properties constantly change on the strains that the patients bring to them that they want selected. Dispensaries aren't able to properly manage inventory and recommend specific strains for the patient's condition. Let's talk about MAT, and let's talk about when you have medication-assisted treatment or assisted medication-assisted treatment, or trying to, in harm reduction, help clients in the process of dealing with their anxiety and recovery process, and that there is no sense of bound restrictions, protocol, understanding clients' needs, tracking where they're coming through the system. We all know someone out there who suffered with an opiate condition, opiate dependence, whether friend, family, relative, and how this has totally destroyed their lives and really impacted everything that they in their functioning day. Some general stats that are out there, and as you can see on the right side, that almost 400,000 people died from the opiate overdose from 1999 to 2017. Annual deaths from opiate overdoses are projected to reach nearly 82,000 by 2025, resulting in approximately 700,000 deaths from 2016 to 2025. According to the National Institute of Health, substance abuse costs the country over $600 billion per year. And we know the current stories that are in the media, and we know how much they've had to pay out at this point, but is it really enough?
So now imagine a simple and easy to use tool that helps you identify cannabis strains that keep you at your best health. Through our patent pending technologies, Cannameter and Cannameasure, we help patients, doctors, bartenders, and insurance companies. Cannameter and Cannameasure create a new treatment plan for a patient or modify an existing treatment plan. And if there's a shortage of the favorite strain, have no fear. The Cannameter is here to help you pick the next best alternative especially selected for your condition.
So let's talk about our patent pending technology and the Cannameasure. The Cannameasure actually is interactive with the client to show a reduce in symptoms associated with their qualifying condition. It connects on their cannabinoid properties. The basic process is very simple. The client puts in the baseline of 3 conditions based on their qualifying condition and rates it 1 through 10, right? They get that baseline symptoms in. They then ingest their medicinal cannabis and are asked to go through the protocol. The system asks them all the questions about their cannabinoid properties on their bottle, on their label for medicinal cannabis. They then take 3 trials to show how the symptoms have reduced based on using that particular medicinal cannabis. It is then rated. When it is rated, those symptoms those reductions are recorded, and it's passed on to what we call the Cannameter if it's 15% or greater in registering. So let's talk about the Cannameter process and what this means for the industry, because this is breathtaking in the fact that now here is a recommendation process. Meta-analysis studies back up to build this initially so that clients have a building block so that they can see what strains and what cannabinoid properties best affect their qualifying condition. And it allows the doctor to find those other strains that match those profiles, because we all know that strains change constantly and the profiles are widely mismatched with no regulations in the back end. So once that happens, they're allowed to judge by cannabinoid properties or by strain name and give them the dispensary to find their particular medicinal cannabis that meets their needs.
So just want to talk a little bit about operations. We are headquartered in northern New Jersey. So at this point, we as founding members are taking care of a day-to-day operations. All issues of compliance and legals are addressed by yours truly with the help of our legal team. We have an attorney with experience in insurance regulations, life and health, property and casualty, general corporate, litigation, tech and IP management, cybersecurity, implementation of strategy, and common sense. We regularly lecture on subjects of medicinal cannabis and proper medical protocols in schools such as Columbia University and Long Island University Pharmacy School. We're also working with some of the elite schools on the East Coast to test validity of our protocols. So market opportunity. I know everyone on this call is very well familiar with the cannabis market and what the future is expected to bring. So right now, U.S. legal cannabis sales are set to more than quintuple by 2025 to $41 billion. Adoption of cannabis as a pharmaceutical product for treating medical conditions, for cancer, for arthritis, for Parkinson's, for Alzheimer's disease, chronic pain. Obviously, this is all boosting the demand of cannabis. The global CBD market is expected to reach $22 billion by 2026. And the global market for non-opioid pain treatment is expected to grow to $32 billion almost by 2024. And obviously, in this world of COVID and staying at home, the apps, smartphones, healthcare professionals that are being reached now by phone to diagnose a disease, to assist with patient information, that has grown exponentially. So at this point, we're looking at the following revenue streams. So due to compliance issues, we've launched our app only in 4 states as of right now, which is Florida, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. We have to be cognizant of the Board of Health, Department of Health, and Department of Insurance in each state. So that's how we started our build. However, we are changing our build. We are now adding the rest of the states that have medicinal cannabis legal, which at this point is 33 states plus quite a few territories to the list as well.
So with this, that's fine.
I'm gonna have to go here. Good.
So with the sales process, once we bring that back up, so as you can see with the sales process, we really got involved with Department of Health and Department of Insurance to make sure we're regulating and following protocol. You can see that we're now following up for 33 states, Washington, D.C., and a number of territories that offer medicinal cannabis for legal treatment options. A lot of what you're seeing there are very strategic in making sure the MyCureAll app is optimized and make sure that we have that media influence. We're now actually engaging what's not there with a company called ThoroughCan, and we just finalized the contract with ThoroughCan, and they have an ERP system. So it's a community of applications that will provide care for clients on an international basis. One day you might find MyCureAll in a pharmacy, and you're going to select it for that recreational cannabis of choice. Just enter in your cannabinoid properties, and there we'll select what you need. Or the brown bars in Amsterdam.
So projected revenue, and if you look at it, we're actually not including the contract of licensing our Cannameter and Cannameasure that we now started with the international company ThoroughCan into this, because we're really having a little trouble predicting as far as what to expect financially. But we did sign the contract, and we are a go as of this past Sunday. So hopefully we'll have some numbers within the next few weeks. We're also working with a few other CBD companies as well as cannabis companies in several states in the United States, so they can actually monitor their protocol and improve their products that they're putting in the dispensaries to ensure that their product is the best, because we do expect that medicinal cannabis is going to become federally legal. It will be reclassed at some point shortly, and the best company will win. And that's what's important. And that's what we're offering to the companies that are currently growing their product, that are developing their product, that are trying to get their customers in, as well as what we're offering to the dispensary is actually sending the patient with our GPS tracking to the dispensary that actually has the product that we are recommending that they need. So our revenue is based on a subscription model from prescribers and dispensaries in a monthly subscription model. We've been testing. We have about 12 prescribers enrolled right now, and we have 3 dispensaries enrolled right now in our test to ensure that the protocols are working and that the process is working well, and that both dispensaries and physicians can communicate to help the patient to the best of the patient's needs. We also have continuing education courses, which are currently being analyzed to get accepted into the mainstream for both medical providers, which would be nurse practitioners, physician assistants, physicians, and pharmacists. So our competition, obviously, everybody has a competition in the market. There's 3 companies that we really identified as the competitors, more or less. It would be Leafly, Relief, and Strainprint. Leafly generates revenue by selling online display advertising and priority listing packages to companies in the cannabis industry. You have Relief, an app that allows users to personally track their own healthcare when it comes to medical cannabis use. And they've actually reached out to us to kind of try to share some information on our protocols and stuff like that. And Strainprint Canada, the app that functions as a data collection tool that allows users to enter the symptoms they're experiencing and the cannabis strains that they're using and then tracking. So really our differentiator is, is non-touchable. We're the only ones that are offering the standardized set of protocols. The protocols are based on 357 meta-analysis studies. We are streamlining the recommendation process. We also have self and recommender assessment tools, which are PHQ-9, RODS, GET, PTSD, which is something that is streamlined in mental health and substance abuse therapies. Obviously, as I mentioned, GPS, text messaging reminders, finding a dispensary. We're also allowing a provider or a patient to store 5 PDF files for their electronic medical records and benefits. And we're showing that there's a developed bona fide relationship between a patient and a prescriber. A prescriber on our platform does not have to worry that they will lose their cannabis prescribing privileges because they can't prove that they have a relationship with the patient, which has been happening more and more as we go into this medical cannabis prescribing. On our platform, there's always proof that there's a valid bona fide relationship with the patient. We are raising currently $2 million. The raise will be used for marketing, sales, continued software development, because as we mentioned, we are developing internationally currently and for the rest of the country, and for the operations. And it will be done through convertible note.
So with our exit strategy, the acquisition, financial buyer, investor, and IPO, we're looking at telemedicine and teletherapy, which would fit wonderfully into this platform, particularly for the cannabis environment and those that want that security and feel comfortable working with people in our environment. Expanding our services to the global market, which we've already entered in with ThoroCann. Electronic prescribing systems for cannabis, licensing of the Cannameter, sales of data, insurance companies. Once that there is a sense of federal legalization, there's no doubt that the insurance companies are going to want someone who can build out an efficient claim based on protocols and symptomology. MTM, medication therapy management, growth of targeted medical advertising, social service and research, which we've already pinned with ThoroCann on a sense of marketing for a marketing tool with our protocols. This is the management team at MyCureAll. They're a very diverse team, is well-versed in the cannabis industry and great entrepreneurs in their own right, and they're a wonder to work with. This is our disclaimer.
Thank you very much. This is the contact information. We can be found at MyCureAll.com, LinkedIn, cell phone, anything. Thank you very much for your time. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys, exceptional as always. Love working with you. You are just phenomenal people. Great job. Thank you so much for being involved. We understand what you're doing, and I think you guys are going to be the trendsetters and the app that everybody has to use. I mean, it just makes sense. It's logical. It's sequential. It just makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you as always.